Okay, this is probably the thing that's blowing my mind. The biggest part of this year is these two verses. It speaks about God's heart at the bottom of who He is. Who is He? The first one is God in the Old Testament, and then Jesus reaffirming it in the New Testament. And the first place we hear, and the main part where God describes who He is, Himself. God Himself describes, "This is who I am." Is when He talks to Moses in the leader of Israel, when Moses challenges him and say, "Hey God, can you reveal yourself to me? Can you tell me who you are?" And this is what God says. God Himself speaking, saying, stating who He is about Himself. So this is Exodus 34, verse 6. And he passed in front of Moses, proclaiming, the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands, and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin." This is God's statement about Himself, the core thing about Himself. When He's given an opportunity to say, "Tell me who you are," He doesn't say, "Oh, this is how powerful I am. Look how many things I can do." He doesn't show His might. He doesn't flare His glory. What He says, "This is who I am. Gracious, compassionate, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin." He forgives. And if we go to Jesus, Matthew 11:28, this is His statement about who He is, about His heart. This is the only part in the Bible where Jesus specifically references His heart. This is what He says: "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart," or gentle and lowly in heart. And what that means is that Jesus is at the bottom of His heart is gentle, and in many more translations it says lowly, which means that He puts Himself on the ground, accessible to everyone. So God, at the bottom of who He is, the core of His being, is someone who redeems, someone who goes after you, someone who gives compassion, someone who intentionally goes after to forgive, and who is gentle and lowly and accessible to everyone. Isn't that crazy? That's the core of who God is. Wow.